dailygiving.org. If you want to sponsor next week's share, perhaps it'll already be on the Haggadah, perhaps not, we'll see. 718-916-3100, rmmwsi@aol.com. Rav Mordechai David Soloveitchik comments on the pasuk Haman ben Hamdasa Tzorer Kol HaYehudim. Now it could have said Haman ben Hamdasa Tzorer HaYehudim. What's Tzorer? The enemy, the adversary of Kol HaYehudim. So Rav Mordechai David Soloveitchik says something so contemporary. He says Haman hated all Jews even if they didn't keep the Torah. Even if they were Jewish goyim. If you were a Jew, he hated you. And as we hear this, we hear the Nazis. We hear the Nazis. The Nazis put in the gas chambers Jewish men that were married to Catholic girls and that were baptized. That's the pshat in Tzorer Kol HaYehudim. He hated all Jews. Vayagidu l'Haman, and they told Haman that Mordechai was not bowing down to him. Hayamdu divrei Mordechai. Will it stand the position of Mordechai? Ki higid lahem asher hu Yehudi. What does that mean? It was new information that Mordechai was a Jew? He was the Gadol Hador of the Jews. He was a member of the Sanhedrin. What does it mean, ki higid lahem? Like it's something new. Ki higid lahem asher hu Yehudi. There's a remarkable pshat here. Ki higid lahem, Mordechai told them, asher hu Yehudi, that Haman was a Jew. Whoa. Whoa. They wanted to see Ayamdu divrei Mordechai ki higid lahem asher hu Yehudi. Mordechai said, you want to hear an irony? This Jew hater is a Jew. Now what does that mean? There was a time that both Mordechai and Haman were generals. Mordechai was a responsible general. Haman squandered his resources. And Haman was desperate. And he sold himself as a slave to Mordechai to get the necessary resources. So that means that Haman was really an Eved Kanani. An Eved Kanani has mitzvahs like a woman. There's Jewishness. And by the way, this explains how Esther was able to give Beisai Shel Haman to Mordechai. How are you allowed to give Beisai Shel Haman to Mordechai? Any biza of Amalek is forbidden. Uva biza lo yishilchu es yadam. So how could Mordechai take the house of Haman, who is an Amaleki? The answer is kol mash kana eved kana rabbi. The house of Haman was really Mordechai's, because Haman was Mordechai's eved. It could also be that this could be an explanation of what it means that B'nai Banav Shel Haman Lamdu Torah B'nai Brak. How could that be? We have a chiyuv to Pasha Zachar. We have a chiyuv to exterminate Amalek. But if he was an Eved Kanani, that might change the yichus of his grandchildren. So let's make this Purim a meaningful one. Let's make this Purim a day where we have tefillah, because kol haposhit yad noisnim lay. Let's make this day a day that we're ma'abereyos. There was something that I wrote up that was put in a nice little frame and went viral. I said, if you want to really know how to give shalach manas, write a list of all the people you want to send shalach manas, tear up the list, and send it to the people that you left off the list. Because those are the people you really need to give shalach manas to. Tell your children you don't want them to smoke and you don't want them to vape. If it's a minig, it's a minig shtus. If you have a child that has an addictive personality, do not allow them to drink. And if their yeshiva does drinking, don't send them to yeshiva that day. You have to know people's lives, people that have addictive personalities, people's lives are ruined. There's wife beating. People go to an early grave. My Rebbe didn't get drunk on Purim. Ramosha did like the minig of the Ramah. Yishte yosim elimudai. Drink more. That doesn't mean drink more than he learned, because then he would really be shikar. It means drink more than you're accustomed and go to sleep, take a nap. And when you take a nap, you don't know the difference between Haman and Mordechai. That's what I did all the years. I used to find time to take a nap after drinking and fulfill Adal Yad. I'm not saying that Adal Yad is not for everyone. But if you have a child with an addictive personality, it's definitely not for that child. Okay, I want to explain that I went ahead a day in Daf Yomi, so now we're up to date. We are very behind in the Mishnah Yomis. I'm going to have to do some recording privately. While I was traveling for hours and hours and hours, I just didn't have the time to prepare the Mishnah Yomis. So we will catch up on the Mishnah Yomis. I also will try to upload some of the shiurim that didn't get uploaded. So look for them. Thank you for joining us, and have a wonderful evening.